Like, what Eleanor are you? I'm sure that happens a lot. This joke was better on paper, I'm just gonna carry on. Hello all my exciting Keiths, my name is Patrick and welcome to Fun with First Names, where each week we look into the meaning, origin and some extra fun facts behind one specific first name. And this week we're looking into the first name of Eleanor. Though before we begin, I just want to remind you all of Friends of Name Explain, the brand new Facebook group where people like you who enjoy name explain, etymology and just words in general can interact and talk with one another, share interesting articles. I'm there sort of sharing articles with you guys, some interesting name-based stuff I'm finding out there. Go join it, it's a private group, so go join, I'll accept you in, and yeah, it'll be a really good time. We've got over 100 Friends of Name Explain at the moment. Let's try and hit 200. Let's do that. I want to see what you guys have to say about names and about these videos and just about etymology in general. There'll be a link down below. Though of course the best way to support Name Explain is financially every month through Patreon, and a huge thank you to Wendy A. Chavez and Dan Herman who became patrons this week. You guys help Name Explain so much. This channel wouldn't be what it is without support like you guys on Patreon. Just $1 a month helps in a huge way. You get ad-free videos, get a chance to say what names get explained in these videos. You get exclusive podcasts and blog posts, so much good stuff there for just $1 a month. Once again, there'll be a link down below. But anyway, on with today's name of Eleanor, and something we've done quite a bit here in the past with Fun with First Names is looking into two names that don't sound similar at all, but are actually related, like Sebastian and Augustus. Well, this time I kind of want to turn that concept on its head and look into two names that are very similar looking, but actually aren't related in any way possible. And that's with the names of Eleanor and Ellen. Yep, despite how similar they sound, they're not related in any way at all. They even both birthed that popular nickname of Ellie, but there really is no connection between them. Crazy, I know. The name Eleanor comes from Provençal, and Provençal is a dialect of the Occitane language from southern France / northern Spain, that sort of general area. I think it's in part of Italy as well. And huge apologies about my pronunciation there. I probably ruined all those words, but hopefully Amber's got them on the screen here so you guys know how to try and pronounce them yourself. Most noticeably in this language they had the name of Eleanor, and this name of Eleanor was most closely associated with an old duchess of the 12th century. As for this actual name of Eleanor, we're not too sure where it came from. And this duchess called Eleanor, we don't really know too much about her either. What we know most about her is her daughter. She had a daughter who was also called Eleanor. Of course, as this mother and daughter were both called Eleanor, things got a little bit confusing. So the daughter Eleanor received the title of Alia Eleanor, and this title simply means other Eleanor. I'm not sure why, but this title just really tickles me. I just like the idea it's known as the other one. Imagine you having like this big fancy title, it just means you're the other one. There's one Eleanor, you're the other Eleanor. And just something about that I find quite funny. It's quite belittling, but just quite silly as well. Oh, that's what I think anyway. This other Eleanor, however, became quite a big deal. As her mother died when she was 15 years old, that means that this 15-year-old other Eleanor was entitled to so much land and power. All her mother's former land and power came to her at such a young age. This meant that a lot of men desired her and wanted her as their bride. Very Game of Thrones, I know, this whole I must marry to have the land and power, all that silly stuff people used to be obsessed with in the past. No good. But of course she did become someone's bride, two people in fact. Her first husband was Louis VII of France, and then when that relationship kind of fizzled out, she married Henry II of England. This means that this other Eleanor I've kind of joked about became Queen of France and Queen of England, which isn't too bad at all. Not at the same time, at two different times in her life. At one point she was the Queen of France, at another point she was Queen of England. That's not too bad at all. Of course she wasn't actually known as the other Eleanor though. When she arrived in England, she did take that title of Alia Eleanor with her though. It was in England and with the English language, which is very good at butchering foreign words, just I'm proof of that this title of Alia Eleanor became the one single name of Eleanor. And you kind of see it, Alia Eleanor, Eleanor. There's a link between the two of them, and that's how we got the name, and to this day this former Queen of England is still known as Eleanor. So this name of Eleanor just means other Eleanor, which is really quite odd. It's a very unique way for a name to happen. It's like this name is created from confusion of people not knowing what name applied to what person, and just something quite funny and silly about that. I think so anyway. As for the name Ellen, despite how similar it sounds to Eleanor, it has nothing to do with the south of France, the north of Spain or Queens or anything like that. Ellen is just an old English adaptation of the name Helen, which means bright shining light. Yep, despite these names sounding so similar, there really is no connection to them, but some people do claim that Eleanor is another old English variation of Helen, but that's more theory than actual concrete. But I guess this is all theories and actual concrete. Ellen, coming from Helen, is pretty interesting too, and it's a fantastic example of when two names that don't sound that similar are actually related, which is what this video is actually supposed to not be about, but somehow we end up talking about it anyway. Though, as we're already talking about the subject, I can tell you exactly why Helen became Ellen, and that's thanks to the English accent and its love of dropping H's. H-dropping, as it's called in fancy English language linguistic terms, is something so common in the English language. So many English accents do it, just drop the H sound from words. I think I do it myself if I'm not really focusing on what I'm saying like I am right now. It's especially common in certain English accents, however, like Cockney and Essex. Just imagine Hagrid saying, Harry was hungry for some honey, and you'll get the idea what this H dropping is all about if you haven't got it in your head already. Though in regard to this name's popularity, it's a hugely popular name at the moment. In the USA, it is currently the 27th most popular girl's name, so right up there, one of the all-time most popular at the moment. Likewise, here in the UK, it's the 52nd most popular girl's name, so pretty popular here too. I guess it's kind of fitting that this name comes from some confusion between who had what name, because there are so many Eleanors now. It's kind of fitting. It means other Eleanor. This can mean like other Eleanor. Like, what Eleanor are you? I'm sure that happens a lot. This joke was better on paper, I'm just going to carry on. Famous Eleanors include the likes of Eleanor Roosevelt, the former First Lady of the United States, Eleanor Marx, who was an author unto herself, but also the daughter of Karl Marx, the big beardy communist dude, and of course Eleanor Rigby for All the Lonely People. Yeah, I'm just a big Beatles fan, I suppose. And in regards to a video game Eleanor, we have Eleanor Lamb, one of the main characters in Bioshock 2, which is the worst Bioshock game? Yeah, let's go with that. It's the worst Bioshock game. I think so anyway. But anyway, that's just about everything you guys need to know about the name Eleanor. But what are your thoughts on this name? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you know anyone with the name Eleanor? Are you called Eleanor yourself? Let me know down below. And of course, I just want to share some of the thoughts you guys had on last week's name of Dennis. Amy Nasco says, it's kind of funny that spelled backwards, Dennis is sinned. I had never noticed that. That's like, that's mind-blowing. Great observation, thank you for sharing. Lord Thrive Kent said, I only know one person named Dennis, and he is anything but debauched. He is an assistant at a Catholic school who helps children with autism and physical disabilities. Like, how sweet is that? I just want to highlight that not all Dennises are really naughty people. There's a really good Dennis for you all. And CJ Alexander said in the guise of a T-Rex, are you listing Jurassic Park villains and not even a mention? Am I a joke to you? I don't really see the T-Rex as a bad guy in Jurassic Park. I mean, in the end of the first film, the T-Rex actually saves the day. And they only make the T-Rex more of a good guy in the further films, but we don't really talk about the further films because they're a little bit poo. Next week, we'll be looking to a name starting with the letter F, and what name that will be exactly will be chosen in a poll exclusively for my patrons to vote on. So if you enjoy the channel, want to help support it, and have a say in what names get explained, then please do consider donating on Patreon. It helps out in such a huge way. $1 a month helps out so much. Just donating $1 is basically the equivalent of watching my videos 1,000 times a month, which I don't expect anyone to do, and likewise I don't expect anyone to donate $1, but if you can and if you want to, it helps out tremendously. Like, I'm just so heartwarmed by seeing all you guys who support me on there. Name Explain wouldn't be what it is without guys like you supporting me on there. There'll be a link down below. But anyway, that's just about everything for myself. Don't forget to go follow me on Twitter and Instagram, where I'm both Name Explain YT. Goodbye and take care.